Hey everyone, it's Ethan or Miist back again for another video today. Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're here again for yet another video. Going to be talking about every movie I watched last week. I watched 11 movies last week, so I had a decent week. Nothing too crazy, nothing too much, I guess, either. So, yeah, it was a decent week. We have lots of highs and lots of lows. We've got half stars all the way up to 5 stars. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's start it off with Betty's least favorite movie of the week, which was also mine. It was Bratz, which this is a childhood classic of Mel's. This is something she's wanted to show me pretty much our entire relationship. We finally watched it, and my God, this is genuinely one of the worst movies I've ever watched in my life. One of the most excruciating movies I've ever had to sit through. And considering it's like 95 to 100 minutes, like it's not long, it's an hour and a half. It's hard to sit through. It's really, really bad. Really didn't enjoy it. And I think it was just dreadful. It was really cringy. It was really uninteresting. The plot was just fucking insane. It was all over the place. It was crazy. I don't even know how to describe it. It was terrible. It was really, really terrible. It almost made my bottom 10 movies of all time. So, yeah, let's move on to a pretty big jump up to a 2 star, which is Night Patrol, which I truthfully only watched because CM Punk is in this movie. I ranked it a 38 out of 100. I think it's meh. It's not great, but yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of what you can expect from a almost a full cast of rappers and a single wrestler, um, and a Prime original. I guess that's kind of what you can expect. So 38 out of 100. It's my second least favorite of 2026. So yeah, also not good. Let's move on to a fairly big jump to Robin Hood Prince of Thieves, which I ranked a 54 out of 100. I finished my goal this week for Robin Hood movies because there was like 5 or 6 of them that I wanted to watch. Six, I believe. So I've watched all 6 of them now, and this was one of them. I thought it was okay. I ranked it a 54 out of 100. It was probably a little too long, but I liked the actual like period setting that this was in. It felt much more accurate to the time of like this Robin Hood tale. And one thing I've learned about this Robin Hood goal of mine for the year was that I just don't really care for Robin Hood or the Robin Hood movies. Most of them I didn't enjoy. This one was okay. I ranked it a 54 out of 100. So, you know, speaking of which, let's move on to the newest on that list, which is The Death of Robin Hood, which I ranked a 60 out of 100. It's very aesthetically pleasing, actually, like on I think, or in, I guess, Ireland, I'm pretty sure is where this was filmed. So it definitely fits that part that I was just saying. Prince of Thieves did very well, where it feels like we're actually in that time period. It feels like an actual like period piece, a part of that time, which is really cool. And this one has such an aesthetic. It's such an aesthetic creativity. I feel that's added in this film. Um, a lot of it's pretty blue and gray, but I don't even think that's in a bad way. I think it really suits the tone of this movie. Obviously, it's pretty dark and gritty. Gritty might not even be the right word for it, considering it's based in like the fucking what is it, the like fucking 13th century or something. But, anyways, I don't know. It was interesting. It's not great, but it's not terrible either. Kind of falls in like the middle of my 2026 releases at a 60 out of 100. Let's move on to The Secret Life of Bees, which is a wonderfully acted film. This is actually how I started the month of July as well. Happy July to everyone. Happy Canada Day to my Canadians, and happy Independence Day. Is that what July 4th is? I don't know. I'm not American. Sorry. Happy July 4th, I guess. I should probably know that. But yeah, anyways. Uh The Secret Life of Bees. One of my goals for the year is to go through more female directed movies. This is one of them, with Gina Prince Bythewood, who is one of my goals for the year. There's only one more of her films that I want to watch, which is actually the only one I had actually watched previously heading into this year, which was The Woman King. So hopefully I'll watch that soon. But The Secret Life of Bees, I feel like I could definitely get invested, maybe on a rewatch or more, I should say. This is a pretty emotional movie, and there's a lot to like here. And again, it's wonderfully acted. Every actress in here is really, really exceptional. And yeah, nothing but praise. 65 out of 100. Let's move on to um, another. There's actually kind of two of my goals for this year. I want to go through Sergio Leone's filmography, and I also wanted to do some spaghetti western movies, specifically the Dollar trilogy, which I watched this weekend. Starting it off with the first and my least favorite, which is A Fistful of Dollars, which I ranked a 70 out of 100. It's actually a pretty quick watch, so it's nice to it. Each movie pretty much got longer, and like I said, this was a nice kind of quick watch of like just under 100 minutes, and I think it's a pretty good one. It's interesting. The duo of Ennio Morricone, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, and Sergio Leone or Leone, same thing. That duo might be or probably should be revered more as one of the best directing composer duos that has ever lived, because what these two do in this trilogy, and I mean among other projects as well, but specifically this trilogy, it's really damn special. um and I can say that about each one of these movies, and I think the scores for these movies each get better as well. But yeah, A Fistful of Dollars is my least favorite of the trilogy. I rank it a 70 out of 100. We'll talk more about the others in a moment, but let's move on to 100% easily my favorite Robin Hood movie, which this is probably a hot take. It's the 2018 Robin Hood with Taron Egerton. A lot of people don't like this movie, which is totally fair, but I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's pretty charismatic. I really enjoy Taron Egerton in this role as well. And again, I just had a lot of fun watching this, which I can't say about most of the other Robin Hoods. Um, whether it's like a darker, serious take, a Disney classic, or a spoof, none of them really resonated well with me. This was the only one that I really found a fair bit of enjoyment from. And yeah, this is like low key a guilty pleasure movie now because I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun watching it. 74 out of 100. It makes sense. I like this. This is a movie that my parents love, so not really surprising that I like it. But yeah, and let's move on to For a Few Dollars More, which I ranked an 80 out of 100. In my review for A Fistful of Dollars, I said that Clint Eastwood might be the coolest guy ever. And honestly, I think the only person that can probably match that energy or compete with him is Lee Van Cleef, who is equally awesome in For a Few Dollars More, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, but specifically For a Few Dollars More, because this is kind of more of like a two protagonist, I guess. Like it's kind of like dual protagonist. And Lee Van Cleef in this movie is awesome. He's very, very cool. And I like that we get to see him and Clint actually kind of banter with each other, interact with each other a lot more. I like the chemistry that they have in this movie and their partnership. It was a lot of fun. And that's a big reason as to why I enjoyed this movie more, which I ranked it an 80 out of 100. I think this is great. And that brings us to my favorite of the trilogy, which is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which, when I watched last year for the first time, I ranked it an 84 out of 100. It's now up to a 90 out of 100. So quite a significant jump. And it's up to a 4.5 star now. I really, really like this movie. It's long, but honestly, it doesn't feel long. I think the majority of this movie is not only paced well, but it's interesting. And I think it's really intriguing. And I love the trilogy of characters that we're following, specifically more the ugly and the good. But yeah, I don't know. I I enjoy this movie a lot. Obviously, I don't think I have to defend my opinions for liking this, but yeah, 90 out of 100. And that'll bring us to the top two of the week. Let's move on to Get Out, which I ranked a 91 out of 100. I watched this a couple. for the first time a couple years ago. I've been wanting to rewatch it this summer. Finally got around to it, and it's not quite as good as I remember. I was floored the first time watching this when I ranked it a 98 out of 100, a 5-star rating. It's now down to a 91 out of 100, so it's still quite high, but it has gone down to a 4.5. So it's kind of sucks to see it go down to a 4.5, but I still really enjoy this movie. It's one of the best psychological thrillers, psychological horrors we have, especially in the last decade, which, I mean, we're getting close to that 10th anniversary, which is pretty cool as well. I would love to see this get a 10th anniversary theater release next year because I would love to see it in theaters because I have not. But yeah, I had a good time with it again. Um, but of course, like I said, the rewatch isn't as good. Sometimes when you watch a horror movie and you really like it, or you get really scared from it, or some sort of feelings, whatever it may be, it can definitely hit you right the first time. But when you know those things are coming, obviously sometimes it can affect your viewing, and that's kind of how I felt here with Get Out. So it's kind of a shame, but nonetheless, I still really enjoyed it, obviously. And that'll bring us to our favorite, or my favorite watch of the week, which is K-pop Demon Hunters, which is still one of my favorite movies of last year. I love this movie. Every single song in this movie is a fucking banger, man. It's so fucking good. And I forgot how much I love this movie. Full body chills throughout what it sounds like, and free, which I never experienced that last year watching it those 3 times in back to back to back months. And it's been almost a year since I've watched it now. But yeah, full body chills during those 2 songs. So clearly, I love this movie, perhaps even more. Maybe I should actually raise my rating, but I'm keeping it at a 98 out of 100 for now. For now. But I love this movie. It's very, very fucking good. And I got to show Tristan, which we've always talked about watching it since last year. So yeah, he enjoyed it as well. He really likes the music as well. So it was a good week. Anyways, thank you guys all so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.